Hello and welcome back to Bandit-Lord. Now, when we left off, we did not have our own faction, and now we do. Yeah, I've used a couple of console commands to make that possible because, let's face it, we've got almost 1,000,000 gold, and if I spent the frustrating amount of time to go and see all those nobles and things, and to complete those dragon banner collecting quests, then it would be easy enough to create my own. So I just decided, hey, you know what, let's just skip all of that busy work and go straight into having our own kingdom. Now, bear in mind, we don't only have anything but that one castle. We just have that one castle. And I'm actually going to see what I can do here. I am probably just going to take 35,000 from Honoratus, because let's face it, he's only got 35,000. Don't think he's probably going to get any more than that. And we'll see how that goes. Now, there is another vassal over here. Oh, there's actually two vassals. This is actually going to be kind of hilarious because I'm going to fight both of them if I can. Now, bear in mind that because I am a king of my own faction now, by the way, I am perfectly happy to accept name suggestions for the Bandit faction, which I am going to be creating. I have so far called it, very imaginatively, Bandit Lords. Yes, I know. Very, very imaginative, is it not? But yes, basically, it's just called Bandit Lords right now. And I don't know whether that's actually any good or not. If you like it, if you don't, then by all means let me know. And if you want to see something a bit different, then leave your suggestions down below. And we'll see if there are some really cool ones that can fit Bruce's personality, because I don't even know what kind of personality Bruce has right now. He kind of runs in, doesn't really do that much damage for the most part, unless he's fighting recruits and things. So I'm not really sure, because we kind of had a good idea as to what Barney was all about. We have a good idea what Byron's all about and everything. And Pelisor, of course, we do know his personality quite adequately. However, I don't really know what Bruce is all about at the moment. He seems... I don't know. He seems like we haven't really had an opportunity to really meet him, if you know what I mean. So, hopefully we'll be able to figure that out as we go forward. Just going to tell everyone to go loose right here, all of our infantry and so on. Bear in mind that I don't even need to do this. I really don't. I feel like the tactics are kind of negligible right here. I do not believe that we really need to use that many tactics, especially considering we have such an insane amount of very good units. Actually, someone did mention in the comments that it would be pretty easy with the amount of money that I have right now to actually make an army completely solely comprised of the named units that you can get from the hideouts. And that's true. I think I could probably do that, but it would take me quite a lot of time, and I don't know whether I really want to do that. So I'm just going to kind of keep it the way we have it right now, because otherwise it's just going to be super, super overpowered, and we'll probably be able to sweep anyone, basically, which at the moment is already happening, kind of. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to tell my forces just to hold position here. I mean, I'm guessing they're just going to hold position nevertheless. Oh, yeah, okay, wait a minute. Gonna get my shield up. Gotta be a bit careful here. Oh, these guys. Oh, they don't know. They don't know the pain that is about to befall them. Take that, Azarai recruit. I have a polearm, which apparently is pretty good, amazingly enough. Oh, nice. Take that. Take that, sir. I'm actually really surprised that... What is actually going on here? Why am I doing so much damage with a spear? With a shield? A spear and a shield? Okay, now, if you don't know anything why I'm being so confused about, you know, the history, let me enlighten you about the history of me and spears and shields. Well, I mean, maybe if you've seen a couple of Byron's tournament goings in the Khuzait territory in his series, then you'll maybe know what I'm talking about. But when I was playing Warband, I have had the utter worst time with spears and shields and generally having to use them together, basically. Anytime I would have to do that, I'd be like, oh no, please, please, no. And that's why I would always put away my shield and I would use the spear as a two-handed polearm in some way. And that's basically it. So that's pretty much the history of that. I'm not going to take any prisoners at this point because, as I've said before, I would very much like to take this town right here. I'm actually going to see if I can chase after this guy as well. We should probably take a look at our speed right now. It seems okay. But yeah, you can see the power levels are just so dramatically different. They really are. I would love to be able to take this town, because if I can take this town, we will be in a fantastic position. Ooh, I like fighting in the sand dunes. I personally feel like fighting in the sand dunes is probably one of my favorite things to do in Bannerlord, because we didn't really get that much opportunity in Warband to do that. I mean, I know that they did have sand dunes and things like that, but it just looks so cool in Bannerlord. Alright, gonna do the same thing. Gonna get loose, and we're gonna put my horse archers up here. That seems pretty good to me. Let's go into a nice little wedge formation. Even though they are horse archers, they do have two-handed weapons which are capable of doing massive amounts of damage, and I would like to make them do as much as they possibly can. So I'm just going to move my horse archers all the way over there, very far away, and we're going to just go to my polearm here. Let's actually move my archers up here. Why not? That seems like a good plan. Seems like a good plan to me, so why not? Okay, so if I do get attacked by any cavalry, I don't think I'm going to have too many difficulties, because I do have a polearm here. Where are my guys? Okay, I was actually thinking to myself, oh, I'm by myself. That would not be too good. Okay, so I'm hopeful that we will be able to start dealing damage to them soon. Nice damage. Nice damage. Come on now, Bruce. I'm actually kind of surprised that he's doing so well with the spear, as I've said. He doesn't have a great amount of proficiency in the spear, so it's kind of weird. Nice, look at that. I think I really like the contrast as well. I feel like the contrast between the blood and the sand is really cool. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But yeah, that is pretty cool. And otherwise, I think we're pretty much done here. I've just got to make sure that this guy... Come on, now, get him. Get him. I should probably go two-handed, you know. Against those kinds of guys, probably should go two-handed. What I have found, however, is that the two-handed sword that I'm using is not exactly effective against heavily armored targets, because it seems as though it has a bit of trouble getting through sort of like chainmail and stuff like that. It seems like it has a bit of a problem with that. It's all good when it comes to, you know, leather armor, cloth armor, and stuff like that. It's just super easy for me to do massive damage with it. But if I'm using chainmail, or shall we say, if the enemy is using chainmail, then it is a bit difficult. Alright, so there's another victory for us. We lost a couple of Valkyries and things like that, but again, losing units is not a big deal for me at this point. Because if we lose some units, you know what we do? We just go to that hideout and we just recruit some more. That's it. So that's the reason why generally, if I'm going to do an auto-resolve, for example, it's really not going to make that much difference to my overall effectiveness. Oh, ho, hello there. Who's that? That is a Karakurjit mercenary, I believe. And bear in mind that most of my units cannot level up any further either, because they're all maxed out pretty much. So got to bear that in mind too. Okay, so I'm at 51%. I guess what I'll do... He's going in there. Oh, I bet he's going to come out. Yeah, he is. There he is. Let's get him. Get him! Ah, he's a Kurjit, isn't he? He's a Kurjit. Oh, no, never mind. You just cornered yourself super hard right there. I'm actually kind of surprised that he did that. Anyway, because we now own our very own faction, it will be a pretty good idea for me to form an army of some kind, because we do have a number of parties that can potentially help us. And I'm talking about Ragnar the Lucky, of course. I mean, how can you say no to Ragnar the Lucky? He's just such a beast. You know, he's an absolute beast. So, anyway, after we do that, we will, of course, then be doing a bit of a siege. It's about time, really, isn't it? Okay, don't get killed now, Bruce. Don't get killed now. Yeah, bear in mind that now that I have a lot of money, I think what I want to do is I do want to go and buy some new armor. Look at that, I got shot in the neck. 96 piercing damage. Feels like Bruce is very, very weak when it comes to being shot in the face. and indeed the neck. I mean, everyone is going to be kind of weak in that regard, but it would probably be a good idea to get him some kind of full helm, maybe. Some kind of full helm that might make a bit of a difference to his survivability. It seems like he dies very quickly to those kinds of attacks. But bear in mind that he was pretty low in HP anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Let's speed this up. Oh, wow, yeah, the Swarm. The Swarm, it feels like the Zerg, you know? It feels like I'm playing as the Zerg right now. That is one of my... Actually, that is probably my favorite race from StarCraft, but there you go. Anyway, there it is. A nice victory for us. We actually lost 0. That's pretty cool. And we are now able to take this guy prisoner too. Bear in mind that that's exactly what I was talking about. Oh, Bruce of the Bandit Lords. That seems nice. I like that. Oh, I like that. But if there are any other suggestions, of course, I will take them into account. Okay, so... Yeah, as I was saying in the previous episode, affecting the overworld. Affecting the overworld in Bannerlord is very, very important. I'm actually going to go over to the hideout real fast and just recruit a couple more people. Probably going to get some more shield maidens. I feel like they're probably going to be the most advantageous for us in a siege environment. And then obviously followed by Rengo's Rangers, and then followed by the Cavalry. The Cavalry are not going to be that effective unless you can use them as shock troops or something like that, because they have basically no shields. So that's a bit of a problem. Oh, hello, Tharos. You seem to be here as well. Ah, you cannot escape because you are disorganized. Or, well, I think he was probably going to succumb to our pursuit relatively quickly. I actually wonder whether I should just charge in, because we have 48 enemies remaining. I don't know whether I should really do that. I mean, I think my horse archers could probably defeat them by themselves. Shall we test it? Let's test it out a little bit, because I haven't really figured out how effective our cavalry actually are. I think that they are very effective, but in what way? You know, in what way are they good? Guess we'll figure that out now. Ah, yeah, of course. They are going to be eliminated very, very quickly if there's some crossbowmen on the enemy side, which usually they do have some kind of ranged, especially considering we're fighting the Empire. It makes a huge difference. But as you can see, they're doing the standard thing that horse archers do, which is to... Well, you know, I probably shouldn't attack a guy that has probably been using a polearm since he was extremely young and has an insanely expert way of handling it, and a guy, for example, Bruce, who has just started using a polearm basically in this episode for a extended period of time at least. So yeah, that would be a good idea. But anyway, yes, they do basically the same thing that horse archers from the Crusade do, although maybe on a smaller scale, because bear in mind that they use throwing weapons rather than bows. And because they do that, that means that they have a lot less longevity in regards to staying at range away from the opponent. So they're going to put themselves much more into the fray, much more into the middle of the battle. And we still only lost 1 unit, which was that first one that got shot by that crossbowman, which is obviously not very good. But we do get to take him prisoner, and that's all that really matters. So I'm happy with that. Alright, I will continue to take all of the loot, even though it probably will weigh me down pretty heavily at this point. But, yeah. Okay, so, they have 238 here. I think I should be able to take this without too many difficulties. I actually wonder, do you think I would be able to take this with auto-resolve? I don't really want to be honest. Do I? Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But we're going to build some onagers here, and bear in mind that if some big army comes out of nowhere, we'll probably try and fight them. Bear in mind that, oh, I wonder whether Bruce has leveled up. No, he hasn't. Ooh, that's a shame. I would have loved to have gotten him some points in engineering, because it's going to take him a long time to basically get anywhere with 17 engineering, which is kind of harsh. But it's okay. Now, I actually wonder... Oh, I didn't level up my polearms at all. Okay, that's kind of sad. Oh, well. Never mind. Oh, yeah. That actually reminds me. I should call for... Never mind. I was like, let me call for an army. Ah, with 2 influence, that's going to work, isn't it? No. Well, it looks as though we have someone that wants to speak to us. He's actually going to be giving us 57,000. I'm perfectly happy to accept that, because leveling up my charm skill is fantastic, as you can see right here. Another 8 points in charm, which then also, well, gives me a whole bunch of experience points. And as a result, we have leveled to the next level, which is great. So I actually wonder what I'm going to do. My scouting is already pretty fantastic, so I don't really see the need to do that. Now, let's have a look. Increase relationship gain with the same gender by 20%. Personally, I feel like that's going to be more useful than increasing it with female characters. So I'm going to do the male one, and we'll see if that actually helps us out a little bit later on. Now, I'm actually wondering whether I should transform Bruce into a trading bandit. As I said to you in the previous episode, I feel like that could be an extremely effective character build. But maybe not. We're going to spec into engineering for the moment. Alright, so we do have someone on the horizon over there who is currently engaging Ragnar. Now, I'm not entirely sure what he has. Oh, he's actually got some pretty good units. Oros has been kind of busy. I'm actually not sure. Have we not fought him a bunch of times? I'm not entirely sure about that, but as you can see, Ragnar unfortunately does not have that good a unit, so he's probably going to take quite a heavy amount of casualties. But as you can see, we have our 4 onagers. Can't believe that we were able to complete construction of these things before actually being attacked. But there you go. Let's see what we're able to do here. I'm hopeful that they have some in reserve. Are you serious? Did you see that? They actually have catapults in reserve. I can't believe that, to be honest. Let's get a fire ballista up and running as soon as possible. There we go. That one's down. And then I think we should do all right. I mean, the ballista is hopefully going to help us to defend. I've got to be a bit careful about armies here as well. Bear that in mind. I've got to be extremely careful about big armies. I'm talking about massive armies with like 500, 600 units. Don't think I would be able to defend against something like that, but I think I would probably be able to defend against anything less than maybe double the amount that we have. So about 300, maybe 350. It depends on their unit quality, to be honest. Their unit quality is going to be the biggest deal that we have to worry about. But as it stands right now, I'm thinking we're doing all right, you know? We seem to be doing okay. I'm actually going to move the ballista to the reserves, and we're going to build another onager here because no doubt we're going to need it. And nothing happening. No one is coming. Okay, this is good. This is fantastic. There's another ballista. There we go. They're going to do that. Let's get out the other ballista to try and replace that power and just try to eliminate them as best as we can. And as you can see, we're having some problems. Oh, there we go. There's another onager up. That's good. Ah, we're losing them. We're losing them. That's not good. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, Mr. Onager. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's going to be a bit too difficult for the one onager to be able to do anything. What could you offer for your freedom? 12,000. Yes, I'm probably not going to be doing that. I don't think I'm being unreasonable either, personally. Alright, so unfortunately, it looks as though I will have to do the same thing, where we'll have to put everything in reserve and then build them all again. But 17,000 left on the walls. That's pretty good. Ah, here we go. Yes, so Oros, of course, was able to defeat Ragnar, which is not exactly great. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how much he wants for him. Personally, I don't really want to spend... Oh, wow, that's a lot of money. Okay, so we have the opportunity to do something really cool here. I wonder whether you can tell what it is. All right. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, we'll release we'll release Era as well. There we go. Okay, so we're now gaining 827,000 for 3 vassals and 1 charm skill. 1 charm skill. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, but those kinds of offers are perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, look, there's Oros's army. Oh, he's actually coming to say hello. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I think he's probably waiting for 1 more vassal and then he's going to go in against us. Do you think we can even fight him? I mean, we've got some pretty decent units. I have a maximum company size, however, of 170. And bear in mind that I haven't even implemented any policies yet, because once I get my policies up and running, I should have even more space in my army to field a massive force of bandit units. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the construction of this, and I'm just going to put out 3 onagers straight up, and we're going to try and get the last section of wall down, and then if we can get the last section of wall down, if they actually do attack the walls while they attack the ballistas, seems like they do. At least a little bit. Yeah, it seems like that one onager is going to be destroyed relatively quickly. Oh, they're running away from whoever that was? Are you serious? Okay, there we go. The wall is down. Let's do this. We're just going to go straight on in, and I hope that I actually saw that correctly, actually. Now I'm a bit worried. No, it is breached. Okay, so that's great. So this is going to be very nice and simple. We're just all going to go into the breached wall, and it should be a relatively easy victory for us. I'm a bit worried about the militia archers for our two-handed users, because let's face it, all of our cavalry actually have no shields. So I guess they're just going to have to tank it with their faces. Yeah, they'll just have to tank all of the arrows with their faces. What? One of them was actually... Oh, wait a minute. One of them was actually able to get a kill from all the way over there? Oh, I guess it might have been a siege attack. Yeah, they might have been using one of our onagers to hit that archer or something. But a two-handed sword in this kind of situation is going to be a lot of fun to use, hopefully. Come on now. No. Bruce. I'm not used to using Bruce anymore. Literally, I'm used to Byron being extremely awful at having movement speed on foot. Yeah, that's the main... that is the main issue with Bruce right now. His athletics is so good that I'm just not used to it at all. Definitely need to do a bit more fighting in sieges and things like that. No doubt we're going to have the opportunity to do so. And you can see here that... wait a minute, where are the remaining units? Because it seems like we have already overrun most of their territory. And I'm chasing after this one guy, but I don't see any... I don't see any others. Do I really need to chase after this guy? I mean, as you can see, my friends are doing a fantastic job. I mean, two units have been eliminated so far. I wonder whether this guy can actually retreat out of here. I'm also kind of surprised that he is running so incredibly fast, considering Bruce has a pretty massive amount of athletics. But we do get to see some pretty cool architecture. Oh, no, there we go. He was able to run away. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't think they had that ability in previous sieges, and I'm talking about Warband here. I don't think they had the ability to retreat from a siege in that way. I think you had to kill literally every single unit. I don't think I've ever seen any routed units or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. That is actually a pretty cool idea to give them that ability to do so. Okay, so there you go. That is indeed a victory for us, and I can take all the loot because I am no doubt going to be selling it. And it has fallen before us. Okay, so this is great. This is absolutely fantastic. Let's go to the keep. Let's go into garrison options. And we will recruit 150, I think. Because bear in mind that we do have a good amount of money. And I think that's going to be something we definitely want to do. Let's go and train troops here as well. Bear in mind that you can upgrade them to tier 3. Or you can upgrade them to any tier you want. Now bear in mind that this is very powerful, so I'm going to just continue keeping it on the default setting, because otherwise the garrison would be, well, as I said, overpowered, and we don't really want to make it too easy for us, do we? No, not at all. All right, so I'm going to put a bunch of money, oh yes, bunch of money in there. We're going to continue building stuff. This is going to be built relatively quickly now. Let's just get the aqueducts up and running as well. Prosperity is really, really good for us. And let's go into the trade screen here too, because now I will be able to maybe upgrade his helmet. Because as you can see, he's using this helmet. So I'm just going to literally spend however much money it will take to get him a new helmet. And there you go. We're spending 10,000. Are you serious? I was actually hoping for a little bit better than that. But I guess I'm going to have to go somewhere else for upgrades. So there we go. We're now going to be getting 8,200, and we can sell this as well, 24,000. I think I'm pretty happy to sell all of that. And now, I don't know whether this guy's going to come over here and besiege this, because there is no garrison right now. There literally is no garrison, so he would be able to do quite a bit of damage to us, I would assume. As you can see, there's only 12 in the garrison there. And I am going to... I still don't have any influence. Are you serious right now? Okay, well, hopefully I'll be able to get some more as time goes on. And I hope no one besieges this while I go to my hideout. Well, not my hideout, while I go to someone's hideout and recruit a bunch of units. So let's just get a whole bunch. There we go. And let's get a couple more of these guys. They're pretty fun to use. And then we can continue onward. Ooh, I'm actually over the amount that I should have. Actually, Rengo's Rangers have died quite considerably. Huh. You know what? Let's lose a couple more of these. There we go. I should have put them in the garrison. Oh well, never mind. You don't need to comment that. I know. I should have put them in the garrison. Oh, hello, Oros's army with 340 units. You're attempting to besiege this, are you? That's not going to work, sir, because I am going to attack you. Am I? Am I going to attack them? I'm not entirely sure, because they do have some pretty good units. But for the most part, as you can see, they've got 59 recruits, 24 trained archers, 32 regular archers, and a bunch of other units. But personally, I think that we'll do okay. Come on, swordsman friend, let's do it. Alright, so as you can see, the power level is actually not that bad. I just took a look at Bruce's stats just before, and I wanted to see whether I had anything to level up. As you can see, I don't, so it's kind of unfortunate. But let's do this. Let's see what we can do against an not overwhelming, but I would say that they're going to be kind of hard, They're going to be kind of hard for us to deal with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell everyone to hold fire, because we do not want them wasting their thrown weapons by any means. Now, I have to be a bit cautious here. Oh, look at that. I've got a new shield. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like having a new shield. I think I have a new polearm as well. Yeah, I like going into the town and just auto-equipping stuff, especially when you've got a good amount of cash and you don't really worry about the cost. I think that's really cool to be able to do that. It feels very satisfying to go in and do that. So anyway, let's see. Where are they coming from? Oh, they're coming from over there. All right. Well, this is going to be kind of interesting then. I guess what we'll do is, once again, we will do a loose formation. I've got to be a bit careful, though, because I don't have that many archers. I have a huge amount of infantry and a huge amount of cavalry, but not many archers. So it might be a little problematic for us, but I don't think we're going to have too many difficulties. So let's put those on loose. Let's put these guys on wedge, and we will see what we can do. Now, bear in mind that they're all still on hold fire. I have to remind myself of that, because otherwise, if we go in and these guys are literally using their falcons against the opponent and not using their bows, oh, that's gonna end up in huge amounts of blood on our side, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and get into positioning here. It seems like the enemy's cavalry is also attempting something similar, but we have 64 cavalry on the battlefield in comparison to the enemy having only 12. So personally, I feel like we have the advantage in that respect, but they have, well, what is that now? I can't even see that number. It's like 182 infantry or something like that. I don't even know. They have a lot. That's all you need to know, I guess. And now, my main goal in this fight is going to keep Bruce alive. If I can keep him alive, then I think we will have a very, very good chance of survival. Because if he stays alive, the units on our side will not go into any kind of auto-delegation, and instead I will be able to continue commanding them, and I personally feel like that is the most advantageous for us. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my archers firing, and we're going to move these guys. Wow, it's such a large line of infantry, isn't it? Okay, so they're going to start firing, and hopefully they will start killing some things. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to tell these guys to advance a little bit, and then also to get off holding fire. And then we're going to tell them to come around the side. Let's do this. Look at that. They're coming in. They're coming in. I wish I had a horse, actually. But I did say that I was going to play infantry combat, so I'm pretty happy with that anyway. So I'm going to leave my infantry the way that they are right now. Actually, should I? You know what? Let's tell them to attack. Let's tell them to charge. Let's do this. Take out that legionary. Yeah, that's what you get. Okay, come on now. Take out that guy as well. And all of my guys are coming in now. This is really, really nice. Let's tell my archers to charge in now as well, because of course we do need to get them into effective range. And if there is a cavalry unit inside their lines, then I would like them to be able to attack them and retaliate effectively. But you can see here that we are just sweeping across the opponent extremely effectively. Look at that. Take him down. Oh, look at that. Bruce is just absolutely massacring everything in his path. Very nice to see that for once. Yes, for once. I said that. I know. No! Ah, he's dead. Alright, well, that's not really a big deal because, as you could tell, we took a huge amount of punishment and we dealt a lot of punishment as well. Now, bear in mind that if we are able to achieve victory here, which I personally feel like we will be able to, I think that our strategy there to get our horse archers to charge in from the side while our infantry then waited a little bit of time and then charged in once the horse archers had kind of dispersed the opponent's line was a pretty decent strategy for us to have. And as you can see, we've only lost 17 units, which, I gotta remind you, very easy to replenish, extremely easy to replenish, and so it will not be too difficult to do that. And I believe that is indeed, yep, that's it. There's only 5 enemies remaining, and a small speed up will have that done in no time. And there we go. Hopefully we're going to get some good influence for that. Yes, there we go. 24 influence, 80 renown for that too. Very nice to see. And now this is the best part. Being able to take all of these guys prisoner, and bear in mind that they're pretty good, you know. These guys are fielding some pretty large armies. They've got some decent high-tier, mid-tier troops, and they're not all running around with recruits or anything like that, and it makes a huge difference. So I'm just going to take all of the prisoners here this time around because we are very, very close by to a town, and it makes all the sense in the world to do that. And we are now going to go in and sell them all. We're not going to sell them all, obviously, but we're just going to sell the ones that are not named or anything like that. So let's just do this. We're going to get some good roguery skill as well for this as well, and hopefully that is going to really help me out. Wow, there are so many. What? That is crazy. Okay, so there you go. 6,200 for that. And we gained 3 points? Are you serious? Just 3 points of roguery? Come on now. I feel like I should definitely get more than that for selling so many prisoners, but okay. Okay, oh, we've got an engineer right here. Hello, Renikos. It might make sense for me to get him, but I think I have about 60 engineering now. Yeah, I've got 56, so it basically makes no difference. Increases character's healing rate by 10%. I think I'm probably going to take that. 10 hit points is pretty good if you have the other abilities to increase your HP by 3%, for example, and another one also somewhere else gives you 3%, as you can see right there. So being able to gain... it's actually not even that good. No, 10 HP is... I mean, it's a flat value. Usually flat values are not going to be exceptionally good for you, but... yeah, it depends whether you want to make a heavily survivable character or not. Anyway, let's have a look at our next two-handed traits right here. Ooh. This is perfect. This is the thing that I want to get as soon as possible. Causing 30% more morale loss. Imagine cleaving through the opponent and causing so much morale loss that they literally run away at the sight of you. Just at the sheer sight. That is going to be super fun to do. All right, so unfortunately the the town only has 3,000 gold remaining, so I will not be able to really do anything here with that. But I'm just going to wait here for some time, restore ourselves a little bit. As you can see, quite a few of my units are wounded at the moment as well. And that is it. We have taken our first town, and hopefully we will be able to do much more. But first... let's go into our policy screen. We need to get something. What is it called now? I think it's called. It's not Sacred Majesty. No, it's not sacred. Actually, this is pretty good because this gives me 5 influence per day. What? I don't. Wait a minute. Didn't I just get 24 influence? I thought I had enough. Oh, well, that's interesting. I'm actually not sure what was going on with that. Okay, well, I'm actually a bit sad now because I thought that I was going to get that policy, but apparently not. Okay, so this guy is wanting to be released. Why not? You can go. Why not? We'll get some charm skill and we get a little bit of extra cash. I guess that doesn't really make too much difference at this point. And are we actually gaining the three influence from the buildings here? I think we are. Every single day. I think we are. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just waiting for it to tick over. Yeah, okay, so I do actually get that. And if I could get that policy, that's going to give me 5 influence more. So I'm going to just rack up the influence extremely fast, which is exactly what we want to do. So let's have a look here, see if I needed to do anything else. The granary could use a bit of an upgrade. And I think I'm pretty happy with how things are going with Bruce right here. If you have any suggestions for names, then by all means leave them down below. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.